Hello everyone, and welcome to a new revision session for NET. NET exam will take place in December, and now we are almost at the fag end of September. 2 months are left in between to prepare really well so that you can ace your GRF this time, right? So, and it's also the weekend, right? After this Friday, we will again meet you on Monday. So before this weekend starts, let's revise a lot today, right? That's why we're back with a new session and with many questions and tons of questions for oral revision as well, so that we can cover lots and lots of points and major authors and writers and concepts and theorists and their works and chronology as well. Because you all know how important is chronology for NET exam, right? On that note, if you are new to our channel, please do subscribe. And if you are watching this video right now, then please do like this video. All right, and share it as well. Okay, so let's get started with our session tonight. Let me first share my screen for you all. And yes, I believe all of you can see the screen. Right, very good. Right, yes. So welcome to session number 12 of NTA NET revision. All right, ready for the session? Yes, good evening, hello, 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 hi. And thank you for joining. Right. So I guess we are now ready for the session. Lovely. So once again, please do like the session if you're watching the video right now. All right, and now let's get started. Yes. So here we go to the first question for tonight. Ready? Right. 1, 2, 3, go. The Devil's Law Case is a Jacobean era stage play, a tragicomedy written by Dash and first published in 1623. You all know that during the Jacobean period, 3 genres were very popular. During the Jacobean period, 3 genres were very popular, right? Yes. And what were those 3 genres? Tell me, what were those 3 genres? Tragicomedy? Yes, tragicomedy. Then tell me, revenge tragedy, tragicomedy, revenge tragedy, and one more. Yes. So the Devil's Law Case is a tragicomedy by whom? Yes, city comedy was also very popular during this time. City comedy, right. Now tell me. Tell me. The Devil's Law Case is a Jacobean era tragicomedy by John Webster. John Webster. We generally know John Webster for his revenge tragedies. For his revenge tragedies like The Duchess of Malfi, The White Devil. But he has also written other types of plays like this one. The Devil's Law Case is a tragicomedy by John Webster. The Devil's Law Case is a tragicomedy by John Webster. All right. And it's a reminder for you all to revise all the major playwrights of the Jacobean period, be it John Webster or Thomas Dekker or Marston. All right. Yes. Next question. Batter My Heart, 3% God is a poem by John Milton. It is a part of a larger series of poems called Holy Sonnets, comprising 19 poems in total. Is it true or false? John Milton wrote Batter My Heart, which is part of Holy Sonnets. Is it true or false? Tell me. It is false, because Batter My Heart is a poem by John Donne. Battered My Heart is a poem by John Donne. All right, Batter My Heart is a poem by John Donne. Next, who is known as the father of pragmatism, a philosophical tradition emphasizing that the value and meaning of ideas, beliefs, and actions are determined by their practical consequences and effectiveness in solving problems or achieving goals. So, pragmatism was a philosophical tradition which believed in the practicality of ideas and values. Like if they are working in the real world and if they're actually yielding results in the real world. All right, so tell me, who is the father of pragmatism, a philosophical trend or movement, you can say? Who is the father of pragmatism? Tell me. It is C.S. Peirce, Charles Sanders Peirce. C.S. Peirce, Charles Sanders Peirce was the father of pragmatism. Was the father of pragmatism. All right, clear? Right, next question. Name the theory which advocates the use of technology to fundamentally alter the human condition, including enhancing human physical and cognitive abilities and even achieving immortality. Tell me, say, which theory advocates the use of technology to fundamentally alter the human condition, including the enhancing of human physical and cognitive abilities and even achieving immortality. Tell me, which theory is it? It is transhumanism. It is transhumanism. Now, don't get confused with posthumanism. Posthumanism is different from transhumanism. Transhumanism is about the use of technology to alter the human condition. And posthumanism is about what is beyond the human. Posthumanism is about what is beyond the human. So don't get confused between the two. Don't get confused between the two. So this is transhumanism, a theory which advocates the use of technology to fundamentally alter the human condition. All right, clear? Very good. Next. So before we proceed, let me tell you all that if you are a part of our KVS TGT PGT batch, you will get EMRS training for free. No extra charges. All right? Great. Have you all liked the session? Please do. Okay? Yes. Next. Blanche tells Stella that she has taken a leave of absence from her English teaching position because of her nerves. Blanche laments the shabbiness of her sister's two-room flat. She finds Stanley loud and rough, eventually referring to him as common. Stanley, in return, is suspicious of Blanche, does not care for her manners, and resents her presence, which is already interfering with his regimented but hedonistic lifestyle. This happens in which play? Tell me. Tell me. All these are happening in which play? Blanche, the boys, Stanley, Stella. Yes, this is happening in the play A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. Okay? Please make it a point to revise all the major playwrights of America. That is, Tennessee Williams is very important. Eugene O'Neill. Eugene O'Neill is very important. Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller. Edward Albee. Edward Albee. Okay, please revise all the major American playwrights. Okay, right. These terms were devised by Roland Barthes, the French critic, to make a distinction between two kinds of text, readerly and writerly. So we all know that Roland Barthes had talked about the readerly and writerly texts. But tell me, he talked about readerly and writerly texts in which book? Readerly means texts with closed ending, but writerly texts mean texts which are open-ended. Readerly texts are close-ended, but writerly texts are open-ended and texts where readers participate in the construction of meaning. We all know this. But tell me, Roland Barthes had talked about readerly and writerly texts in which book? In the book S bar Z. S bar Z. This is the book where he had also analyzed the short story of Saracen, remember? And it is also in this book S bar Z that Roland Barthes talked about readerly and writerly texts. Got it? Very good. Next. Here you have to choose the wrong statement about a tale of a tub. We all know about the text, A Tale of a Tub, right? So let's see. You have to choose the wrong statement here. A Tale of a Tub was the first major work by Swift, published in London in 1704. It is an allegory of the Reformation in the story of brothers Peter, Martin, and Jack as they attempt to make their way in the world. The tub in the title is a metaphor. Sailors throw a tub to a whale to distract it, just as Swift's satire distracts readers from dangerous extremes in religion and philosophy. The main narrative tells the allegorical story of three brothers, Peter, Martin, and John, representing Roman Catholicism, Anglicanism, and Protestant dissent, respectively. Tell me which statement is wrong here about Swift's A Tale of a Tub. First statement is true that Swift's A Tale of a Tub was published in 1704. True. It is indeed an allegory of the Reformation. And here the tub in the title is a metaphor because sailors throw a tub in this work, we see, to a whale to distract it. Just as Swift's satire distracts readers from dangerous extremes in religion and philosophy. The last option is false because the main narrative tells the allegorical story of three brothers, Peter, Martin, and Jack, not John. John is false. So the last option or the last statement is wrong here. The main narrative tells the allegorical story of three brothers, Peter, Martin, and Jack. And they represent Roman Catholicism, Anglicanism, and Protestant dissent, respectively. It is Jack, not John. Okay? Right. Next. Down and Out in Paris and London is the first full-length work by Dash, published in 1933. It is a memoir in two parts on the theme of poverty in the two cities, Paris and London. Its target audience was the middle and upper middle class members of society, those who were more likely to be well educated. and it exposes the poverty existing in two prosperous cities, Paris and London. Generally, when we think about these two cities, London and Paris, we think about luxury, we think about industry, we think about money, we think about what? You know, first world countries. And I mean, first world, these are topmost cities in the first world countries where you can avail all luxuries, all facilities, best education, best healthcare, best hygiene, everything, best in everything. But this work down and out in Paris and London, it exposes the poverty, the stagnation in these two very, topmost cities of the world, Paris and London, the cities which are known for their fashion, food, right? Education, culture. The first part of this work is an account of living in near extreme poverty and destitution in Paris and the experience of casual labor in restaurant kitchens. So, this is a work where the author lived like a tramp willingly to expose the conditions of these cities. And the second part of this work is a travelogue of life on the road in and around London from the tramp's perspective, with descriptions of the types of hostel accommodation available and some of the characters to be found living on the margins. So tell me, who wrote this memoir? It's a journalistic memoir. It's a journalistic memoir. Tell me, who wrote this memoir? Down and Out in Paris and London, published in 1933. It is by none other than George Orwell. George Orwell. Okay, so Down and Out in Paris and London, it was the first full length work of Orwell. It was the first full length work of Orwell, published in 1933. And it has been written in the style of a journalistic memoir. Journalistic memoir. Okay, very good. Next. Browning characterized My Last Duchess as a dramatic lyric, but essentially it is a dramatic monologue, a genre typically associated with Browning, where one person speaks to a presumed audience. True or false? Very easy question, tell me. Browning characterized My Last Duchess as a lyric, but it is essentially a dramatic monologue, a genre typically associated with Browning because Browning is considered as the pioneer of this form, right? Where one person speaks to a presumed audience. In My Last Duchess, who is the speaker? The Duke of Ferrara. The Duke of Ferrara, right? Yes, it is absolutely true. Correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yes. Next. Taint not thy mind. Who had given this instruction to Hamlet in context of his revenge? We all are very, very well aware about the revenge tragedy, Hamlet by Shakespeare. And there, Hamlet was trying to avenge the death of his father. Hamlet was trying to avenge the death of his father. So taint not thy mind. Who had given this instruction to Hamlet in the context of his revenge? This instruction was given to him by the ghost of his father, right? Yes, this instruction was given to him by the ghost of his father, of his dead father, who was killed by Claudius. Got it? Very good. Next. Dash developed the concept of dialogism, which posits that all language is a response to previous utterances and anticipation of future ones. So, who formulated the concept of dialogism? Tell me. Who formulated the concept of dialogism? Tell me, who talked about the concept of dialogism, which posits that all language is a response to all previous utterances and anticipation of future ones? Yes, it was Mikhail Bakhtin who had talked about dialogism. Mikhail Bakhtin had talked about dialogism. Very good. Very good. Ars Amatoria is an instructional elegy series in 3 books by whom? I can give you one clue. It was written by a Roman classicist. It was written by a Roman classicist. Now you can guess wisely. Which Roman classicist wrote Ars Amatoria? It is an instructional elegy in 3 books. It is by Ovid. It is by Ovid. Yes, the same Ovid who wrote Metamorphoses. Metamorphoses is a short story by Kafka. Very good. Kafka wrote letters to Milena. Very good. Underworld is a 1997 novel by Dash. This novel is centered on the efforts of Nick Shea, a West management executive who grew up in the Bronx, to trace the history of the baseball that won the New York Giants the pennant in 1951 and encompasses numerous subplots drawn from American history in the second half of the 20th century. So, which American novelist wrote this novel Underworld? Which American novelist wrote this novel Underworld? It is by Don DeLillo. Don DeLillo. Okay? Don DeLillo wrote White Noise. White Noise is also a very popular work by Don DeLillo. And Underworld also is an important work by Don DeLillo. Okay? Got it? Very good. Next. Queen Mab, a philosophical poem with notes, published in 1813 in 9 cantos with 17 notes. The first large poetic work by Dash. Tell me who wrote Queen Mab, a philosophical poem? You all know this. Who wrote Queen Mab, a philosophical poem? It is by Shelley. It is by Shelley. Shelley wrote Queen Mab, a philosophical poem. All right? Yes. Shelley wrote Queen Mab, a philosophical poem. Next. The Polyolbion is a topographical poem by Michael Drayton. The Polyolbion is a topographical poem by Michael Drayton describing England and Wales. It was first published in which year? 1600, 1612, 1617, or 19? You all have heard about this topographical poem, The Polyolbion by Michael Drayton. It was first published in which year? It was first published in 1612. 1612. Tell me which is a topographical poem by Alexander Pope. Windsor Forest. Windsor Forest. Cooper's Hill is a topographical poem by Cooper's Hill is by John Denham. John Denham. The Tatler, you all know the Tatler, right? From the 18th century. The Tatler was started from which year? The Tatler was started from which year? Tell me. The Tatler was started from which year? Very good. 1709. 1709. Have you all liked the session? Tell me. Have you all liked the session? Yes? Very good. Do like the session, okay? Right, yes. The Tatler was started from 1709. Lord Byron was born in which year? Lord Byron was born in which year? Lord Byron, the late romantic poet, was born in 1788. Lord Byron, the late romantic poet, was born in 1788. Please memorize the birth years of the major poets and writers. Please memorize the years of birth of the major writers and poets. They will ask you questions from this area. The NTA will ask you questions from this area. The birth years of the major writers and poets. All right? Yes. The Plain Dealer is a restoration comedy by William Wycherley. This comedy, The Plain Dealer by Wycherley, was first performed in which year? Wycherley's The Plain Dealer was first performed in 1676. Wycherley's The Plain Dealer was first performed in 1676. Clear? Chronology will be very, very, very important. All right? Got it? Right. Edgar Allan Poe was born in which year? We love Edgar Allan Poe for his short stories, for his gothic tales and poems, right? He is known as the father of modern short story as well, Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe was born in 1809. 1809. Got it? Yes. Very good. So that's all from our side for tonight. I really hope you guys loved the session and enjoyed answering these questions. Yes, so it's already Friday. So we will meet you again exactly on Monday. Right? Yes. In the meantime, please do take care and enjoy Navratri also. All the wishes of Navratri to you all. Right? And take care, stay safe, keep studying, and please do like this session. Okay? And the weekend is here already. So have a lovely time with your family as well. And see you all again on Monday then, exactly at 9 p.m. at our Vallath YouTube channel. Okay? And do let me know in the comments if you love the questions. Okay? Do let me know in the comments if you love this, if you love the session, if you love the questions, if you love the discussion overall, do let me know in the comments. And do like the session before you leave. All right? Great. On that note, let's wrap up for tonight and for the weekend. See you all again on Monday at 9 p.m. Bye. Take care and good night. Bye.